Hi guys, it's Sunil here. How are you doing? I wanted to talk about the last time SBF was in court, considering that we've just received a date for his appeal, for his conviction, which is set for the 3rd of November 2025. So the last time Sam was in court was on the 28th of March 24, which was when Judge Kaplan sentenced Sam. And I flew over from London to New York to represent FTX creditors from all over the world. Today, what I want to talk about is the real victims, the FTX creditors, and also the real heroes of this story. The heroes are not Sam, Caroline Ellison, Nishad Singh. The heroes are the FTX creditors, the guys who have gone through this devastating and demoralizing fraud. So we'll read through some of the victim impact statements, extremely saddening. But before that, let's have a quick recap of the day. Before I do so, please like and subscribe for future content. That would be great.
But today in court, Bankman-Fried was contrite, telling the judge he made selfish decisions, adding, "It haunts me every day. I was the CEO of FTX." He said, "I was responsible." The judge admonishing Bankman-Fried, saying there is a risk that this man will be in position to do something very bad in the future. And adding, in his 30 years, he's never seen a performance like Bankman-Fried's trial testimony, saying when he wasn't outright lying, he was evasive.
How are you feeling today?
Bankman-Fried's parents solemn outside the courthouse, saying in a statement they are heartbroken and will continue to fight for our son. Bankman-Fried's lawyers say they plan to appeal.
It was really, really difficult. I mean, I couldn't eat, sleep.
Sunil lost $2 million when FTX imploded. Today, he says he's still waiting to get that money back.
I think that it goes some way, some closure, but I don't think it fully reflects the financial and the emotional toll on customers.
Yeah, so I know a lot of creditors and journalists have a lot of questions regarding my experience at Sam's sentencing. So I'll give a quick, summary, but it was a pretty surreal experience. I think the sentencing was much more anticipated than actually Sam's trial. Pretty much everyone across the world, or at least creditors, knew Sam was guilty. But I think the sentencing itself was much more anticipated because we didn't know how many years he would be convicted of, what Judge Kaplan would say. Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about a little bit about my experience. A lot of journalists had to sleep overnight and wait in line in order to enter the courtroom because I was participating, providing a voice to the FTX victims, creditors from all over the world. Yeah, I entered the courtroom. I think that the sentencing started about 9, so we had to arrive a bit earlier. There was a line. I actually spoke to Sam's parents. I mean, they were obviously demoralized. I think the courtroom itself, the sentencing occurred, is very small, in fact. Probably about maximum 70 people potentially could fit in that room, or even less, 60 maybe. And most of it's reserved for the judge, the defendant's lawyers, the prosecution lawyers. So I know those participating, such as me, potentially only like 20 to 30 people from the public were able to sit in the actual courtroom itself where the sentencing occurred. I actually sat in the second row or so behind the prosecution, and then in front there was Sam. So the sentencing lasted about 4 hours, and Judge Kaplan referred to the trial and pretty much castigated Sam. He talked about Caroline Ellison's testimony, Sam's evasive testimony during the trial, and Sam's coin flip for risk taking. He would coin flip for the survival of the human race. He referred to the situation in Las Vegas, whereby you steal someone's money, you go to Las Vegas, win on gambling, and then you return the money which you had stolen, and that's still a crime. I believe his lawyer did a very, very bad job. What's his name? McQuisky or Kasky. I mean, he is kind of bizarre, his defense that Sam was a beautiful puzzle and he's loved animals. It was an ideal scenario. But speaking there next to Sam looked totally demoralized, different from how he came across in interviews, and I mean he lost a lot of weight and he was literally a different person. Sam, I think, referred to Sunil 3 times or 4 times in his speech. It was a privilege and honor to represent FTX creditors from all over the world, giving a voice to the voiceless, creditors who've been financially devastated, emotionally drained, physically destroyed from this fraud. I believe there are about 200 plus victims sent over victim impact statements from all across the world, from China, Hong Kong, to the US, to Singapore, to Europe, Germany, UK, Venezuela, Colombia. They're the courageous ones who stood up despite being financially destroyed, devastated, their homes lost. So as I read, beyond the money, I lost my happiness, my ability to get out of bed, my desire to continue living. My wife is suicidal and depressed. I've been sued by my landlord, lost the case and ended up in debt and lost my accommodation. Another one, the birth of my first daughter coincided with the unfolding of these events, FTX collapse. The emotional toll has been equally profound. Another one, I suffer from complex PTSD due to the violence suffered at the hands of my family when I was a child. To again be a victim of the injustice triggered a crisis of PTSD that lasted about 10 months. I'm very depressed and coping with suicidal thoughts. And they are the real heroes, the ones which stood up to fight back. It has been a privilege and an honor to connect with FTX creditors from all around the world. I love you all. Thanks. Bye.